Okay, picture this. Friday, October 24th, 2025. The dance floor buzz fades because Dylan Efron, the Dylan Efron from DWTS season 34, he's hurt. Badly.
And not just like a sprain. We're talking an injury he actually heard.
Exactly. And the news doesn't break on TMZ the next morning. Nope. It comes straight from him, midnight, Instagram, from a hospital room.
With the headline just laid bare, because Dani broke my nose. Bam!
Welcome to Starscope Report. This is where we dive into the Hollywood stories, the music buzz, all the drama behind the headlines.
And today, wow, we've got quite the story. It's really a masterclass unfolding in real time.
Totally. We're looking at how Dylan Efron took this really serious injury, a broken nose in the middle of a high-stakes competition, and just instantly flipped the script.
He turned it into this narrative of like pure resilience. It's fascinating. He's locking down that fan favorite status. And honestly, this could change the whole game for the rest of the season.
And it's not just the nose, is it? That's the kicker.
Right. That's what we're digging into. The broken nose is shocking, sure, but it's really just the peak of this mountain of physical challenges he's been dealing with.
Like the neck strain.
Exactly. A severe neck strain already in play.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to unpack how he handled telling everyone why his partner, Daniella Karagach, stayed quiet, strategically quiet.
And this part gets me why another celebrity dancer, Danielle Fishel, his competitor, was right there with him at the ER.
Yeah. So if you're listening, think about this. These aren't just random events. These are calculated moves that can take someone from just being in the competition to potentially becoming its champion.
Okay, let's break down the timing first, because he moved fast. Dylan Efron, 33, from the Traitors, suddenly this big DWTS favorite. He confirms the injury almost immediately.
Yeah, no waiting for the official show statement or anything.
He took control.
That midnight post was absolutely key. He owned the platform Instagram, he owned the message, and importantly, he set the tone before any speculation or, rumors could start swirling.
And he did it with a self-filmed video, right? From the hospital bed.
Yep, time-stamped right around midnight, heading into Saturday. And his tone, it was almost like lighthearted, disarming.
Yeah, he looked rough, obviously, but he was kind of laughing it off, saying, it's midnight and I'm at the hospital because Dani broke my nose.
Exactly that immediate framing, making it sound almost like a funny mishap that was incredibly smart. It's pure narrative control.
How so?
Well, think about it. If you, listening right now, got seriously hurt in a situation like that, especially visible injury, the first thing people might do is look for someone to blame, right?
Right. And the obvious target would be Daniella, his pro partner.
For sure. But by saying it like that, laughing, framing it as Dani broke my nose, he instantly publicly takes all the blame off her. It becomes an accident, not an incident.
Ah, gotcha. So it keeps the focus on his recovery, not on assigning fault.
Precisely. And think about the signal that sends to the show's producers, too.
Okay, what's the message there?
It tells them, look, I've got this handled. I'm managing my own story. I'm not going to be some kind of PR problem, and I'm already putting a positive spin on it. It shows he's a pro, even off the dance floor.
So he sidestepped the whole victim thing immediately. But he also did more than just protect his partner, didn't he? He used the caption to reinforce his own image.
Absolutely. That caption was a declaration.
Broke my nose, but don't need it to dance. That's pretty direct.
It's powerful. And then adding, I'm seriously all good. See, if he'd said, oh, I hope I'll be okay, people feel sympathy. But I'm seriously all good. That commands respect.
Especially in a competition decided by fan votes.
Exactly. It shifts him from just being a good dancer to being like a warrior figure. The broken nose isn't a setback. It's a badge of honor, showing his dedication. It's brilliant, really.
Okay, let's dig into the accident itself. The sources say it was an accidental elbow to the face from Daniella.
And apparently it happened while they were trying a new move.
That phrase seems important. Trying a new move.
It is. It suggests they weren't just running through old steps. They were pushing the envelope, choreographically speaking, probably late at night, grinding it out. Innovation sometimes leads to accidents.
But it wasn't just like a minor bump. He gave a really specific detail that made everyone realize how serious it was.
Yes. He didn't just say it hurt. He said he felt the impact right on the bridge of his nose. And then this is the key part. He heard a really loud crack.
Oof. Yeah, that auditory detail, it changes everything.
It completely validates the midnight ER visit. It makes his later statement, don't need it to dance, sound less like empty bravado and more like a heroic commitment. This was a significant break.
So the injury's real, the resilience narrative is set, but then there's the support system. DWTS always pushes this ballroom family idea, right?
They do. And Dylan's post really leaned into that. It was a masterclass in showing that camaraderie.
He thanked people specifically.
Yes, loads of gratitude in his post. He tagged Daniella, obviously, but also her husband, Pasha Pashkov, another pro on the show. So a united front there from the pros.
But the name that jumped out, the one the sources highlighted.
Danielle Fishel, right.
Yeah, Topanga.
Yeah.
I mean, for anyone listening who isn't following season 34 that closely, Danielle Fishel is another celebrity competing against him.
Exactly. She's vying for the same votes, the same Mirrorball trophy.
So her being there at the hospital late on a Friday night, that says a lot.
It says tons. It means he's not just a contestant. He's genuinely integrated into that inner circle. It's one thing for your partner and their husband to show up. It's another level entirely for a competitor to ditch their own precious rest or rehearsal time to sit with you in the ER.
It really sells that family angle, even amidst the competition. Good for votes, I bet.
Absolutely. It shows unity, which always plays well. He didn't just get hurt. He showcased loyalty in a crisis.
Okay, so the support was visible, at least in person. But let's talk about the public front. His partner, Daniella Karagach, she's usually very active online.
Extremely active. Posts constantly.
Yet the sources say she remained silent on the matter publicly after the incident. What's the strategy there?
Well, that silence, it was probably the smartest play she could make, but only because Dylan spoke first and absolved her.
Ah, so his statement basically gave her permission to be quiet.
Precisely. If he hadn't immediately said, Dani broke my nose, in that accidental, no-blame way, she would have been under immense pressure to post some kind of apology or explanation.
Which could have backfired, drawing negative attention or fan criticism.
Totally. It could have become all about her. But because Dylan set the narrative, it was an accident, we were working hard, it happens, her silence wasn't seen as her hiding or avoiding responsibility.
It reads more like loyalty, like she's focusing on him, not on her own PR.
Exactly. She's the supportive partner by his side, not crafting a statement. And you saw that validated externally, too.
Right, like the comment from Rob Mariano, his Traitors buddy.
Yeah, that cheeky, keep him in line at Daniella Karagach. Signals to everyone. It says, okay, we're all good. It was just an accident. No blame here. The tone was light, not accusatory.
And the fan and cast reactions seemed to confirm that the strategy worked, right?
Oh, immediately. The comments on his post were just a flood of support. You had big-name pros chiming in, Val Chmerkovsky, Mark Ballas saying things like, hope you're oak, brother.
Fellow contestants, too? Robert Irwin? What? Feel better, mate.
And the fans really picked up on the narrative he was putting out there. They totally got it.
Saw comments like, he is always smiling, even sitting in the hospital with a broken nose.
Mm-hmm. And then the money quote, the one that shows the narrative shift perfectly. Dylan, you got a heart of a champion. A little setback can't stop a star like you.
Wow. So they didn't just offer sympathy, they echoed his message of strength.
That's it. He's not just the likable guy anymore. He's the fighter. He's got grit. That broken nose became the symbol of his champion spirit.
Okay, but playing devil's advocate here, this is amazing spin, for sure. But isn't there a huge risk? He's putting so much focus on this injury and his resilience.
There's definitely a risk.
Like, what if he goes out there on Tuesday for Halloween night and the dance isn't great? After all this talk about pushing through, doesn't that set him up for a potentially bigger fall if he falters?
That's the tightrope he's walking. It's absolutely high risk, high reward. This whole masterclass narrative only holds up if he delivers a strong performance.
And the performance itself is going to be incredibly difficult, right? Because this nose break didn't happen in a vacuum.
Not at all. And this is crucial context for everyone listening. To really understand the pressure he's under, you have to look at what his body was already dealing with before the elbow connected.
This has been a tough season for him physically.
Brutal. The sources paint a clear picture. This broken nose in week 7, it's just the latest blow in a series of them.
Okay, lay it out for us. What came before?
Well, back in week 3, there was apparently a minor unintentional headbutting moment. Maybe not major. But then, just last week, week 6.
After their rumba.
Right. After the rumba, Dylan revealed he'd actually threw out my neck a few days before that performance.
Ouch. Throwing out your neck is no joke, especially when you need to dance.
Seriously debilitating. He specifically said it made spins really hard. And spins are, like, fundamental in ballroom. He was apparently taking Epsom salt baths every night just to cope with the pain and stiffness already.
So he broke his nose while still recovering from a bad neck injury.
Exactly. And this pattern, this pushing through pain without necessarily making a big public fuss about it until it's undeniable, like a broken nose. We could almost call it the Efron ethic.
The Efron ethic. Explain that.
It seems to be this baseline of Intense professionalism, quiet resilience, and always prioritizing the performance. He competes through stuff that might sideline others and only reveals the struggle when it's unavoidable or, like now, strategically useful.
And that ethic is on full display now. He's made it crystal clear he is dancing on Tuesday for Halloween night.
Unequivocally, he's already back, practicing, trying to minimize any lost rehearsal time, sticking to that "I'm all good" message.
Which is amazing determination. But the dance itself, they're doing a Viennese Waltz.
Yep, to a dark version of Can't Help Falling in Love. And the Viennese Waltz is basically the worst possible style for someone with his specific injuries.
Why is that? You mentioned spins and frame before. How does the broken nose affect it?
Okay, so the nose itself.
Yeah.
Breathing could be an issue, obviously, for stamina. But the bigger thing with the V-Waltz is the frame. It requires this incredibly stable, close, rigid connection with your partner.
Okay.
That frame, that connection point, is often right up near the shoulder, chest, maybe even chin area, trying to hold that perfectly still without flinching when your face is in agony from a fresh break. Extremely difficult.
Gotcha. And the neck injury complicates things even more.
Massively.
Yeah.
Because the other defining feature of Viennese Waltz is rotation. Constant fluid turning, sometimes for a minute straight or more.
And the neck is key for that.
Absolutely key for spotting. Whipping your head around to focus on a fixed point so you don't get dizzy and lose balance.
Yeah.
If his neck is stiff or painful, his ability to spot effectively is compromised.
Which means the whole routine could look unstable, shaky.
Exactly. Which the judges will spot immediately and mark down. It's a double whammy.
So he's going into this dance with two major physical hurdles. One everyone can see, the nose, and one that's invisible but maybe just as limiting, the neck.
Correct. But here's the strategic genius again. The visible injury, the broken nose, provides a powerful narrative shield.
The sympathy buffer you mentioned.
Right. The judges, the audience voting at home, they'll all know about the dramatic, obvious challenge he's facing. It buys him goodwill before he even takes a step.
And this whole ordeal seems to have really shifted his story on the show, too. Initially there was the Zac Efron connection.
Of course, the famous brother, who Dylan says watches every week, supports him constantly. That was part of his narrative.
But this feels different. This injury and how he's handled it feels like his moment.
It's the ultimate pivot. He's demonstrated that his strength, his resilience, isn't just borrowed from the family name. It's his own. Managing this broken nose situation so effectively has cemented him as the comeback kid, the fighter, the one with the heart of a champion. He's defining himself now.
So, wrapping this up, Dylan Efron basically turned a potentially disastrous injury into a masterstroke of crisis management. He didn't play the victim. He used it to amplify his resilience, connect with fans, and really step out from his brother's shadow just when the votes matter most.
He really did. He gave everyone the exact story they love, triumph over adversity. Which leads us to the final thought, maybe something for you to chew on as you watch him dance.
Go on.
When he hits that ballroom floor for the Viennese Waltz, with all its demands on frame and rotation, is the broken nose, the injury everyone's talking about, actually the biggest hurdle? Or is it the underlying, less visible neck injury that might pose the greater threat to his actual performance quality? Something to consider.
Definitely something to watch for. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.